Hey everyone! So, society is not exactly black and white. Most of the time, we don't really have a definitive conclusion on things. For example, how do we manage our relationships? Where do we want to go in life? What career decisions do we want to make? But I also think that's what makes life really, really beautiful. Most of us don't have the same destination in mind, and most of us never will. With that being said, I really want to start a new series called Both Sides of the Argument. So the series is exactly what the title represents. Each week, I'm going to come up with a new question, and I'm going to look at both sides of that question. I'm going to look at the side that supports the argument, and I'm going to look at the side that doesn't support the argument. The purpose of this is to not come up with a definitive conclusion on things, but it's to flesh out the arguments for both sides and to give the audience, which is you guys, a chance to come up with your own conclusions. So today's question is, if you had to choose between one of these two qualities, which one would you choose? Would you choose beauty or would you choose intelligence? You know, I feel like this is a common question that people actually get. And a lot of times I feel like we're actually kind of guilt-tripped to choose intelligence because it's almost like, oh, if you choose beauty, then you're only caring about outward appearances and stuff, and you don't care about the deeper qualities of the person because you don't care about intelligence on all these things. So just for the fun of it, I'm actually gonna pick the side for beauty first. And you know what? I would rather be beautiful, and I'm willing to accept being dumb. And here's why. First of all, let's unwrap this question a little bit more. What is this question really asking? Well, we're put in this fantasy world where there are two qualities that are essentially monolithic. You're either beautiful or ugly, you're either smart or dumb, and you have to choose one. Obviously, in an ideal situation, I would want to have both, right? I don't know anybody who would say, you know what, I don't want to be beautiful, I don't want to be smart, right? It would be awesome to have beauty and smarts. But the question specifically is asking you to choose one. However, I don't really think this question is asking you to choose between these two qualities. I think this question is asking you, would you be okay with not having? Well, let's think about the first scenario of being beautiful but dumb. As a beautiful person, do I really care about being super, super dumb? I don't really think so. Let's think about what being dumb means, right? If you don't really know what's going on most of the time, then you're probably pretty dumb. If you don't really know what you're doing most of the time, then you're probably pretty stupid, right? If you do the wrong thing, you're probably pretty stupid. If you do the wrong thing, and you don't know why you did the wrong thing, or how you did the wrong thing, then you're probably my sister Grace. Okay, so let's apply these situations to someone who's beautiful. Let's just say it was a beautiful lady who doesn't really know what she's doing, and she's saying, oh my goodness, I need some help, I really don't know what I'm doing. Well, luckily, she's beautiful, right? So 10,000 men with white shining armor come to the rescue. Okay, what's a scenario of a really hot guy who's really, really stupid? I think this is a classic case of that bad boy in school. The bad boy doesn't really know consequences, is always breaking rules, is always doing really stupid stuff all the time. And what happens? There's always a bunch of girls who think, you know what? This is a bad boy, but I don't really care. Tell me you don't know that friend who's in high school and dating this bad boy and saying that, you know what? Since we've been dating together, I've made him such a better person because I help him with everything and I'm doing so much for him. And even though he's dumb, I don't really care because he means so much to me. And you know what? The best part of this is I'm dumb, right? So it doesn't even matter if the person helping me is doing it just because they want to make fun of me, or the people around me are making fun of me. I wouldn't know because I'm stupid. All I will be able to see is the countless acts of kindness that I receive because I'm an incredibly attractive person, not necessarily the subtle digs that maybe a smarter person might make against me, because, who cares about that, right? So, if I were beautiful, would I care if I were dumb? I don't really think so. Okay. So let's think about the other scenario. I'm really smart, but I'm kind of ugly. Well, let's think about it a little bit further. Now, if I were really, really smart, that would probably mean that I would be aware of, in general, what's really going on in a situation, right? Well, how would you know that you're ugly? Think of a situation where a child comes across you in the street and all of a sudden gets freaked out by your appearance and goes back to their parents crying. Well, if you're super smart, you would know exactly what's going on. You would know that that innocent child started crying because you were ugly. I mean, you could go up to the kid and tell them, it's the qualities inside you that matter the most. I have wisdom, so my appearance doesn't matter. I'm a kind person, so my appearance doesn't matter. But you know deep inside that no matter what you try to say to convince others that your appearance doesn't matter, you know that the first thing that people see is your appearance, and there's nothing that you can do to change it. Lastly, I think people often add context to sort of disqualify beauty in a way by saying that, oh, beauty doesn't last forever, or something like, oh, beauty is not that important, or beauty is to the eye of the beholder. Things like that, right? Well, let me ask you this. Do you think intelligence lasts forever in a person? Okay, even if objectively you say that intelligence lasts longer than beauty, do we really have an objective answer in terms of what intelligence actually is? Socrates said that I know I'm intelligent because I know that I know nothing. Well, isn't that great? You chose the quality of being intelligent, and you can't even be proud of it because you have to acknowledge that you don't know anything. How ironic is that? And the reason for that is because being intelligent is very based on the specific context that you're in. Even if you know that you're Einstein, you know that there's no way you could paint as good as Monet. Even if you're Monet, you know there's no way you could play the piano as well as Mozart. Even if you are Mozart, you would know that there's no way you could program as well as Bill Gates. Intelligence is also subjective, and it only matters in specific context and not within the overall fabric of society. Just because you're Einstein doesn't mean you could play a piano any better than the normal person. Just because you're Einstein doesn't mean you could play the violin better than any other person, right? You're only intelligent in a very specific context. So yeah, if I had to choose, I would choose the quality of being beautiful, because I could still live a happy life knowing that I was dumb. That's why Daisy in The Great Gatsby says, I wish my daughter a fool. That's the best thing a girl in this world can be. A beautiful, dumb fool. Thank you, everyone. If you're interested in seeing me talk about the other side of this argument where I choose being smart over being beautiful, tune in next week. And until then, please subscribe and like this channel, and I hope to see you guys again here next week. Peace.